I guess doing divorce for 25 plus years, and I know that you've probably been doing it for even longer, I would almost tell you it doesn't matter what you have, you should have a prenup because there's so much fighting about money in divorce. But typically, we're dealing with multimillionaires, billionaires that have their wealth from like business operations and things like that, that you're seeing heavy estate planning, right? So there's always like, they're not going to let their kids get married without a prenup because of the family holdings. Now, what you're talking about when we are talking about influencers or, you know, like sort of celebrities, even sports related, is that they have an entire team around them. So, like, they have people managing their money, they have people that, multiple lawyers already involved. And some of this is public, some of it is not public. Something that's public recently is a sports person who was getting married. And, my husband was telling me about this, so I don't even remember their name, but they were getting married, and all of a sudden, after they go on their bachelorette party or bachelor party, everything's falling apart. And they're like, it's not because of the prenup that anybody wanted to sign. But if somebody has like a contract of like $200 million, I'm just wondering, like what would a typical prenup say, or at what point does it become unconscionable to be like, okay, I'm going to keep my 200 million and you get $1 million when we break up? Like, does it matter what the terms are of the prenup?
Yes, but that's a long intro. There's a lot there to unpack with all you said, because you started this question with, I think everybody should get a prenup, right? And I want to caveat that. I want to tweak that and say I'm not sure that I think everyone should get a prenup, but I think everyone should explore a prenup, right? At least have the discussion, think about it, because sometimes, and this is where our world gets topsy turvy. Sometimes you can have a prenuptial agreement that leaves you worse off than if you didn't have a prenuptial agreement. We have people that say, I love him or her so much, I want to guarantee he or she has this much if we get divorced, and it turns out to be more than they would get if there was a divorce. So, the first question is, should you have one? But I think you're half right. They should explore it. Not sure it's always right, because somebody's going to come out better with a prenup and somebody's going to come out worse. So if you're going to come out worse with a prenup, then maybe you shouldn't have one. So that's the first question. And knowledge is power. So, like you said, all these rich folk have estate planning people. They have lawyers. They have family members. They're trying to protect them. Knowledge is power. Learn. I mean, getting married is a big deal, right? It's not just signing a piece of paper. It's not just standing under on the altar. It's a lifelong commitment. And in America, a lot of laws attached to you once you're married. A lot of benefits, right? Tax benefits, the ability to go into the hospital, march in the hospital, and see your spouse. And if you're not married to that person, then they won't let you in. So there are a lot of things that change when you get married. So why not think about it, not just from a prenup point of view, but from a whole emotional, romantic, social, family, um, childbearing, all sorts of questions that come up before you get married. So uh, those things apply to everybody, but to celebrities maybe a little bit more, because they have even more. They have a lot more concerns. Sometimes they're taking care of 15 family members, and then maybe those 15 family members don't want them to get married because it means less money for the family members. Are the family members giving them advice that's good for the professional, for the celebrity, or is the family member saying, if I let him or her give away too much money, there's less for me and my family to borrow or you know be given. So there's so many different issues for celebrities than there are for non-celebrities, non-famous people. But I think your question ended with influencers, and influencers is a weird thing, right? Influencers could be a fly-by-night thing. It could be a long-term thing. It could be, there's Oprah Winfrey, who's been an influencer her whole life. And then there's somebody you tell me about, a makeup artist that I haven't even heard of, that probably just became an influencer, and I don't know if they're going to last forever or if they're going to last 10 minutes. So um, it's the people that haven't proven long-term success that I worry more about, right? And again, I go back to athletes. The average lifespan in the NFL is 2.5 years, 3 years. The average NFL player plays 3 years. That means half of them play less. And if you think about Tom Brady and Drew Brees, who played 20 years, 10, 15 years, that means a lot of people have to play 1 year or less to balance it out to the average of 3 years. So if you're only going to make money once, or you're going to make it in a year or two, you deserve to preserve that, in my opinion. And you deserve to have that spread out over years and protect you so that when your body aches and your body fails because of all the hard work you did as a kid and as a young guy or young woman, then you have that. So there are a whole bunch of different issues.